Yo, man, shut your bitch ass up. Sorry, YouTube. But man, shut your bitch ass up. He gonna say he could have picked up the call. He could have picked up the phone and called you whatever he wanted. Man, yo, you see, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Motherfuckers is.
It's not that he didn't want to see me.
He could have picked up the phone and seen me anytime he wanted.
What's up with the What's up, folks? Welcome back to the Premium News Platform. I'm your host, True Victor, and we are back with part 2 of the mini beefs of Michael Jackson. Okay, we ended with the Prince, the passing of Prince. Unfortunately, Prince died at age 57, and this is part of our, compilation of Michael Jackson reactions. All right, let's pick back up where we stopped at.
How much they had in common before it was too late. And while this is a sad story, it's almost more sad to hear that Michael had a pretty serious beef with his own brother. Michael Jackson got his start in music through the Jackson 5, a band made up of him and his brothers Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon, managed by their father Joe Jackson. The group experienced a lot of success, and from the outside it seemed like everything was great, but that was far from the case. Inside the group existed a growing rivalry and power dynamic fueled by sibling jealousy, and eventually it even led to a brother-on-brother diss track. At first, Michael's older brother Jermaine was the Jackson 5's lead singer, until their mom noticed that Michael had a lot of talent, so eventually he was promoted to lead singer, which you might think, oh man, now they're gonna hate each other, that's where it all started. But they were still super close.
I was the lead singer first. When he started singing, and he started James Brown and Joe Tex and all these people and Sammy Davis and Jackie Wilson, it was over. He could watch something and do it, and that's how he patterned himself.
Jermaine and Michael grew especially close due to the pairing of their unique voices attracting a large following. A big part of the Jackson 5 doing well was because of both Michael and Jermaine's talent. In a similar way to Michael and Prince, problems arose though when record labels tried to pin the two brothers against each other by pushing for them to produce solo projects. Even with this, the two were still tight. While their bond was strong, Michael quickly grew in popularity, noticeably eclipsing his brothers. And even with the marketing team at Motown Records pushing each brother for their unique personalities and roles in the band, Michael always got the most shine. During many of the press events is when the rivalry really started to get pushed, especially following the release of Michael and Jermaine's first solo album. Around this time, reporters asked the brothers playfully if one of them thought they were better than the other.
Did you and Michael get together and say, oh, look, I'm number one this week and you're number one next week?
No, well, he's the timing was just perfect. His album was out before mine, and mine came out. Right. I guess we both hit the charts at the same time.
And at times they even asked more direct questions, like when Mike is going solo and he's going to leave the Jackson 5 altogether. And I always find it slimy how the media likes to pit people against each other, especially when it's brothers. And despite this, their rivalry still seemed lighthearted.
Once the act gets so big, there's so many people that come around, the legal people and everyone, and they sort of almost pull you away. So it's important for us to continue to be a family and to stay together, because they divide and conquer.
Mike even said about Jermaine, growing up, it was Jermaine I focused on. He'd walk me to school, I'd get his hand-me-down clothes. It was his voice I first imitated. I loved his sound, he showed me the way. But even when the bond seemed unbreakable, eventually the two would drift apart. Jermaine went on to marry the daughter of the Motown
Dang, she looked just like her pop. That's crazy.
founder, which on the surface doesn't seem bad. But the problem is, around this time, the Jackson 5 decided to split from Motown. This was due to the group being dealt an extremely unfair deal, which left them with a shockingly small amount of royalties. So they instead went over to Epic Records, where they got a better deal. And this caused a problem because Jermaine decided to stay with Motown. He officially split from his brothers, and his spot was filled by his younger brother Randy. In reflection of this split, Jermaine later said, "The sense of detachment and loneliness was profound. I didn't feel like I had lost my right arm. I felt like I had lost every limb. I had Hazel Gordy, of course, but the brotherhood was intrinsic to who I was and everything I knew. When it was ripped away, I felt something tear." And Michael had a similar sentiment, saying, "I clearly remember the first show we did without him, because it was so painful for me. Since my earliest days on stage, and even in our rehearsals in our Gary living room, Jermaine stood at my left with his bass. I depended on being next to Jermaine. In the end though, Brotherhood won, and Jermaine rejoined the Jackson 5. This time though, they had to go by the Jacksons since Motown legally owned the name the Jackson 5. Despite the two being reunited though,
which
they
is
began
crazy,
leaning more into their solo careers. Jermaine did well for himself, generating a strong amount of popularity, but Michael's growth obviously was on a whole nother level. And by the end of the 80s, Michael had claimed his throne as the king of pop. On the other hand, Jermaine signed a deal with Clive Davis and never seemed to peak like Michael did. And when looking back, the bitter truth came out. Michael allegedly always thought he was smarter, worked harder, and was more talented than his older brother. On the flip side, Jermaine always felt that Michael's timing is what made him the king of pop. Jermaine said, looking back, "That was supposed to be me. That's why I stayed at Motown. We had plans, but once Michael beat me to it, he made sure it would only be him." Up until this point, most of the resentment was unspoken, at least until 1991, when things turned ugly. Jermaine began working on an album with Babyface and L.A. Reid. Michael found out about this and coincidentally called Babyface in L.A. requesting a meeting. He even sent a helicopter to fly the two record moguls out to Neverland. Jermaine found out about this meeting and immediately requested to be released from his label, claiming that Michael was tricking Babyface and L.A. in order to sabotage his career. Apparently, when Babyface and L.A. arrived at Neverland, Michael said he had no clue who they were, confusing them for Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Regardless, Michael kept them busy for about a week, leading them on with music that was never actually going to happen. Apparently, Babyface and L.A. brought up Jermaine's frustration to Michael, and they said that he couldn't care less. L.A. Reid remembers the conversation going something like this. "He'll get over it," Michael said. "That's not really the problem," L.A. said. "The problem was that he wants off the label now." "Did he sign a contract?" asked Michael. "Yes," L.A. said. "Then he'll have to live with it because those are the rules," Michael said and walked out. That Michael Jackson was one shrewd man. He was not wrong, but you didn't expect that from Peter Pan. You expect a little compassion or something. No. Cold as ice. And after about a week, Babyface and L.A. returned home to continue their work with Jermaine. While there isn't concrete evidence proving Michael's point was to delay his brother's work, many fans and people connected to the situation believe it was the case. Especially Jermaine, who, when L.A. and Babyface got back to Atlanta, decided he was going to make a diss track on his own brother. The vicious track was titled "Word to the Bad" and featured...
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Featured who?
denouncing Michael as shallow and selfish. Jermaine even went at Mike for allegedly changing his skin color and obtaining plastic surgery. He also...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like this song. I'm sorry, Mike, because I probably shouldn't, but I liked this record, y'all. Listen to this. Who owned this song? Get copyright. Sony. We're gonna skip around a little bit so I don't get listen to the hook chorus. Been abducted. Oh, you are. It's crazy, right, y'all? That's wild. Listen. See, he forgot about where he started from, y'all. Say, it ain't about your world. It ain't about the things that you do. If you don't care, I don't care. Because you keep thinking about you. It ain't about you taking my pie. You've been taken for a long time. If you don't care, I don't care. If you keep lying thinking about you. What up, yo? Word to the bad. That's crazy, bro. I think it's real fucked up that they was feuding, and like Bo said, a lot of this started from the media. It's wild. All right, we got 2 minutes left. Let's finish this video up.
That Michael hadn't answered his phone calls for months.
But is it 1984 to 1992? You saw Michael maybe 3 times a year during that period?
Yes.
You sent him letters,
Yes.
packages, but he never responded to any of them.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. He even dressing like Michael right here. Like, Look at that. That's like the military clothing that Mike was wearing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe he did try to emulate him.
Why didn't he want to see you?
See? I didn't even know Michael was right next to him right there. That's crazy. And it's like, you see what Jermaine got on, and it kind of looked like something Michael wear, and then Michael wear the red. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's it right there. That's the real one.
Not that he didn't want to see me.
Bro, why this keep, I think I gotta clean my touchpad, because I don't know why this keep pausing.
He could have picked up the phone and seen you anytime he wanted.
No, Michael don't call.
Jermaine also said,
you see, man? Yo, man, shut your bitch ass up. Sorry, YouTube. But, man, shut your bitch ass up. He gonna say he could have picked up the call. He could have picked up the phone and called you whatever he wanted. Man, yo, you see, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Motherfuckers is...
It's not that he didn't want to see me.
He could have picked up the phone and seen you anytime he wanted.
No, Michael don't call.
Jermaine also said, I understand he's a very busy person, but after you repeatedly try to contact your own brother and he doesn't call you back, you begin to wonder if he hasn't just completely lost touch with reality. Michael obviously didn't like the song and was even driven to sneaking into his parents' house to confront Jermaine, who apparently was avoiding him. Jermaine allegedly leaked the song and spoke on the song saying, I know people are going to go off on a tangent saying that Jermaine is jealous, but it's not true. Michael and I have never feuded. The only reason I wrote this song, and it came from the bottom of my heart, was to help my little brother get a grip on reality. I never meant to discredit him. The song was never supposed to come out in public. But now that it has, I'm here to say that yes, I wrote it and I stand by it. Although the diss track was the peak of their beef, it also seemed to be what ended it. Because whenever Michael and Jermaine spoke following its release, they seemed to have everything hashed out. And while the Jackson family had plenty of other drama, some involving more rumors of Michael suppressing his siblings' careers, in the case of Jermaine and Michael, the two ended on good terms. And as you may have noticed throughout this video, there were a lot of allegations and rumors about Michael Jackson, which is bound to happen when you're the king of pop. And one of the biggest rumors was that we never actually heard Michael Jackson's real voice, and that he instead pitched it way down for the public, which was actually a little bit true. And if you want to learn more about that, make sure to check out the video that's on screen right now. Other than that, though, it's been your boy Matty Balls. If you like, please leave a like and even consider subscribing down below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys.
All right, and that's the end of this beef segment of Michael Jackson. The next video, we are going to start at, I believe, the creation of Off the Wall. Is that where we're going to go next? Let me see. I think we're going to start at Off the Wall. And then we're going to go into Thriller. And then we are going to go into Bad. All right, so y'all stay with us. Enjoy this journey. After Bad, we're gonna go into, you know, a lot of the problems that he had with Sony. You know, he had some tours. You got the Dangerous tour, and it's pretty much it. So it's this lady named Hannah Savage. She does some really good Michael videos, and but they're very lengthy. So I don't know how many of those we're gonna go over, but yeah. So the story of the Victory Tour we're gonna cover, and we're gonna cover Dangerous. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the content. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, folks, I'm the host, True Victor. This is the Puny Humans platform. Walls over the walls. Ah!
She the best. You know I'm trying to see what's up. She might be correct. Mommy on my top like a do-rag. Drinking barefoot like where your shoe at. I'm sipping my wet now. Her pussy get wet now. My reciprocate now. Pull up in the his and hers Bentley. You asked for the guys, so they sent me. Golden child gifted. Rockin' to the engine start season. I'm recording to the tennis, get evicted. I'm a motherfucking menace. Hot nigga with a cold heart. Hot niggas, it get all dark. On the block with it, where it all starts. She eating popsicles, knock it out the ballpark.